You mentioned about online presence. So how do what are the things that I need to have in order to create an online presence?
All right, that's a
Yep.
nice one. Now, let's go through a few things. We'll
Okay.
take this online presence as a key thing, right? Now, think about when you go into a classroom for the first time, or when you go into a restaurant for the first time, or if you go on a first date. You tend to try to work on that first impression, because
Right.
when you're going with the students, what you do in that first 5 minutes, if you're disorganised, you appear nervous, it has a big effect. So the first impression is important in any human interaction meeting situation. Now online it's very important
Right.
to get that initial presence, because the people may or may not know you. I mean, in a blended situation they may have met you before. So if you've already got good rapport in a face-to-face situation, you've already got a bonus, because they're gonna, if it's good, they're gonna be with you. But if you're making contact initially, how do you communicate yourself? Now,
Right.
it's communicating yourself that's really important, because what we know is when we communicate with people, it's probably as much to do with unconscious processes as conscious. Your voice, your eye
Right.
contact, smile, these things work very much in our unconscious. So the tone of voice, keeping things not too complicated,
Right.
not creating cognitive overload. So
Okay.
we've got to look at the touch points, if you like, on an online environment. That initial presence, how you get across who you are and show that you really are going to support the learners, is really important. And later
Okay.
on we'll look at some of the e-tools and the techniques that you can use, but that's a big point. Now,
Okay.
again, just like a good first impression is good, if it's not maintained and developed, it don't work. So you could go into a classroom face to face and you start off well, but then if you get boring and it starts to get disorganized, then that kind of fades out. Now,
Okay.
this is the secret. You
Okay.
don't want to keep going on the environment and say, are you all right? This is wonderful, because then it becomes annoying. So what's really important is to ensure that there's regular, clear, easy to use channels of feedback. So you get across, like for example, I would want to get across to you as my online learner.
Okay.
Everybody, look, if you've got a question that's important, if you're concerned about something,
Okay.
if you feel you need some help on something, don't sit at home and worry about it. Contact me and this is how you do it. So make it very clear, make it explicit, and make it easy to do. And you must obviously fulfill that promise. So that's another important